Hey, what's up, guys?
Good to see you. Happy Tuesday.
That time of the week. Hey, what's up?
Yes, it is that time of the week. We all
Yes,
good?
season 3, episode 28 already. We're halfway through the year.
Can you believe that?
I'm guessing you guys from the pictures, I'm guessing you guys had a great time on your trip this weekend.
Still sore.
Pretty successful trip. Yeah, I'm sore too. I was surprised. I'm like reeling in a fish. I'm like, oh my God, this freaking thing has got to be huge. And it comes up and like, oh, damn, it's not even a keeper.
So I did that so many times. And I know this is going to like steamroll the whole stream talking about this, but so many times I'd hook into a fish and I'd be like, this is the one. This is the one. Yep. Oh, man. Oh, this is a month. Oh, wait, no, it's a little guy with a lot of fight. Yeah, that's a little guy, a lot of fight. I said that so many times.
What was the small limit? Was there a slot or just
16 inches in federal waters is the minimum?
Yep.
And so I was catching 13 and 14 inches. I caught like probably easily 10 fish that I couldn't keep because of the size.
Same here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What were y'all using for bait?
Squid for me. That's what the boat gave you.
Yeah, we were totally sold on squid. Were they not giving? I saw people with sardines and boxes of other stuff. I thought that was part of the boat bait.
No, the sardines were $15 a box if you wanted to buy them before we got on the boat. Yeah, so
that's
paid for those.
I did not know that. Squid's where it's at. Like that's the best bait you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Drums, good to see you. Okay, fishing. What's up, man? David Martin. Good to see David. Janet. Hello.
Hey, Janet.
John Mark, what's going on? Good to see you. Been a while.
My bad.
I'm not up to speed on the chat here. Man, you guys are rolling.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, I seen 7. Now we're down to 6. So if you could share it out, help us out, hit that thumbs up.
Get your buddies in here. Let's chat, hang out, man. That's what we got to decompress, dude. It's Tuesday. You still have over half the week to go. If you're gonna even try to like make it through that whole thing, this is the accountability group for the remainder of your week right here.
That's right.
I'm assuming everybody in chat knows Stanley and John. If you don't, their links are down below in the description. And cheers to Tuesday.
That's right.
Cheers
to that. I'll take another round. Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did get out Saturday morning. I went to the work ponds and I brought home 4 bluegill and 6 bass. Of course, can't video there, but we did eat some fish for supper.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you got out. I always enjoy the video because I want to be in on that. But
I mean, seriously, the way it's going for me this year as far as fishing videos, I'm just trying to at least do one more than Grant does. And I'm barely ahead of him right now for this year.
Well, I've done 3 garden videos this year already, and I think I only did two last year, so I'm ahead of the game.
Your analytics are like through the roof behind the scenes on YouTube.
Goss Mania Homestead still here. Thanks for stopping in. Goss Mania, been a while. Buff Bass Outdoors, hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Buff Bass is one of the moderators. Him and OK Fishing are the moderators on our Discord server. We're going to be showing off some pictures from that in a minute here. That place has been killing it, and no small part due to those guys.
Yeah. So Ben's not in the chat yet tonight. I'm surprised.
Fresh the old glass there.
Yeah, I'm going to check out Buff Bass Outdoors. I have not seen you before.
I think he was here last week. He was in the chat, I believe.
Okay, I missed out.
But yeah, so you got to the pond this weekend and fished, and me and Stanley met up with Ben Corubius, who should be in the chat and he's not. So we'll we'll ding him when he gets here for that, not being here on time.
I'm sure he'll be here pretty quick. He
we
knows
went,
he's running late.
We went out
He
to
knows
Galveston.
this is going to be all about him.
He knows. We went out to Galveston and got on one of those party boats with him, chasing after some red snapper. I'll be honest, 12-hour trip, man, my body got broke down because I'm just old, broken, disabled vet. And that trip beat me down. But it was still a good time. And we accomplished the mission of getting the fish, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Bagging out. Like we limited out.
Show some of those pictures. You ready?
Sure.
All right, there it is, John.
So that's my 2 red snapper. That's what you're allowed in the federal waters. And then I got that beeliner, the vermilion snapper.
So that smaller fish on the left is a different species than the one on the right. We call them beeliners. It's a vermilion snapper. And I am super envious of that fish. They're probably, I don't know if you have thoughts on that. I think they're probably slightly better tasting. But the 2 on the middle and the fish on the right, so there's real strict regulations on those guys regarding the size, how many you're allowed to catch, how you release them, and things like that. But that guy on the left is a total freebie. And even if they taste just as good, the fact that he was able to get 30% more meat just because of that species alone, to me speaks volumes, and I'm real envious of that fish.
Pure luck, but it was delicious if you look at the next picture there.
Mm-hmm.
So I cooked them both up, and I cooked up some of the red snapper, and I cooked up the beeliner or vermilion snapper, and me and Audrey compared them, and we both felt that, and she didn't know which was which, but we both felt like the beeliner was a little bit better than the red snapper. Red snapper's awesome.
Now I wonder if that's not because it was a little smaller.
Better.
I could see it. I wonder if it's maybe because it was a little smaller, like.
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Did you make a video on that? I'd be curious. A
little bit, not on that. Nope, that's all you got right there. A Facebook post, and it might have hit Instagram. I don't remember if I put it on Instagram. Okay. But yeah, I cooked them both up so we could try them together, and they're both delicious.
Yeah,
it looks good. Is that rice? On rice?
It's a pasta with broccoli cheese.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So little small pasta noodles.
I love doing grilled fish on a bed of pasta like that.
Yeah, very good. And that was actually a blackening season, though. I'm not a big fan of blackened where you cook it to where it's like almost burnt. So I like the seasoning flavor, but I just don't like that texture. So I use a blackening season, but I didn't get it all crusty like they normally do.
I did that to redfish on the half shell and threw it on the grill last night. It's been a long time since I've done it, and man, it came out good.
I love redfish on. So one of the red snappers, I just had them flay it out. I had the guys there at the dock do it. And the other one, I had them do it on the half shell. So I got half of that fish and I vacuum sealed it. It's in the freezer. I'll probably cook it sometime this coming weekend. And then the other half, because I'm an old softy, I gave to my boy Joe Willis today at work. So I'm going to let him try it because he loves snapper. And he's always like, we need to catch more of them. And I'm like, we need a boat that can go out and go get them.
Yep. So. And I know some spots whenever that happens, if you need somebody to relinquish some spots, I got your back on that.
Sounds like a deal to me.
Any luck on the boat hunt?
So almost dropped the coin. Got the loan approved. Got the inspection set up for a nice Grady white that was in Destin, Florida. But there was some questionable things about having a trailer ready for it. And the guy was really pushing me to go ahead and buy the boat. And, the paperwork says, if the financing's approved, the inspections are passed, right, the boat's yours. But he wouldn't throw anything on there about, and the trailer is ready. And so I just got cold feet on that one and popped back out of that. And then me and Audrey talked about it. And I got some things coming up financially that we're going to do that are going to put us in a better position. But we're probably going to have to wait till maybe the first of the year now. Because one thing, we're both in our 50s. I'm going to retire in a couple of years. and we're like, this is going to be our final boat. This is going to be our last boat that we purchase. So let's make it what we want. So I'm probably going to put it off till the first of the year. So unless I'm still looking because I want a boat tomorrow, right? So if something pops up and it's just that right boat, then I'll jump all over it. But other than that, to be smart, I should push back so we can get what we want.
Right. What exactly, roughly, are you asking for? In case we have a member in the audience here that might have a hookup on a boat, what about are you looking
for? Excuse me. Type of boat we want is not going to be a newer boat. It's going to be an older boat. Has to be at least 2002 or newer for the financing part. I'm looking at a 25 to 30 foot walk around. So you got the cabin up front. It's got to have an enclosed head. That's Audrey's requirement. Other than that, trailer, of course, working trailer. Right. Would love the electronics. So far, all the ones I've been looking at, radar, all of that already on it, so I don't have to spend money on that. So, and we're looking, earlier my budget was around 50 grand. Now we're looking at things up to about 75 grand, but that's if we can talk them down a little bit. You know what I mean? In other words, they're asking 75, will they take 65 type thing?
Gotcha.
And we're looking for, so we looked at a boat in California, talked to finance people, and it was a Sea Swirl, and they came back and said, no, that boat is not worth what they're asking. It was worth half of what they were asking. So I dug deeper into the brands, right? Grady White's a good one. Cobia, like certain brands that you will be able to get the money to buy those boats, where some of these other brands, they know boats are selling well now, so they're pricing them way up there. But if you're not paying cash, you're not going to get them. And I don't want to spend, 50 grand on something that's only worth 25 grand.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think last week you had mentioned about that one in California being looked at.
Yeah, that was it wasn't worth it. But the Grady White, I swear I was this close. If they had a working trailer that the inspector could have looked at and said, yeah, it's good, that would be my boat already. So it was that close. Good looking boat too. Nice 28 foot, almost a 9.5 foot beam.
Yeah.
Legally trailering, you can run into some issues, right? If somebody wants to be a jerk about it, because it's a wide load. But I've taught people that trailer them all over the place and they have no issues. So
that's interesting. I didn't know where they drew the line at a wide load like that.
States, it's up to the states, but most states are either 8 foot or 8.5 foot as their limit.
Oh, okay.
Virginia is the only one that says is 10 foot for some reason in Virginia, but everywhere else that I've looked at, it's either 8 or 8.5. So, like if I was going to pick it up in Florida, if I got a wide load permit, about $60 from Texas, it would cover me that whole getting it and driving all the way back, unless I got off on back roads that weren't like on the major highway. Then those cops, if they knew the laws and wanted to harass you, they could give you a ticket. But I talked to folks that have trailered 8.5, 9 foot boats all over the place and never had a single issue. So,
trying to figure out why I can't see comments on the StreamYard side.
I was just wondering that myself.
Yeah, it says YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos, but this isn't a private video; this is public. So I'm not sure.
It is. Yeah, it is. There's some kind of error going on there. Sorry about that, guys. We're going to get to the chat. We're going to be hanging out and talking to everybody, but we're just kind of now realizing that, the comments aren't showing up. We have to go like outside of our streaming software here to see the chat.
Yeah, I can see it on my laptop on the YouTube side, but I can't see it.
Yeah, and I got YouTube up on one screen so I can see it over there.
Hello, the Kitchen Gamer. Thanks for stopping in, Kitchen Gamer.
What's up, man? Appreciate you coming and hanging out always.
Okay, Fish is looking for a fish finder. Man, I'll tell you what, the fish finder market is like the American pickup market. Chevy versus Ford versus Dodge. they're all good, really, you know, and it comes down to what you like about them. So if you're looking at Lowrance, Garmin, Simrad, any of those brands are good. It's more about the features that you want. So you got to look at I don't know what you have available in your area. Here in the States, we're spoiled. We can go to Bass Pro Shop or Academy, and we can look at we can talk to the guys that work there, right, or girls, and we can look at all those graphs and go through their capabilities right there. And, I really like that. And this one doesn't do it, and type thing. So it's really a comparison. You just need to compare them. But if you buy a Lowrance, you're good. If you buy a Garmin, you're good. You know, you just have to decide these are the capabilities I want it to have, you know, down and side imaging or just the regular 2D sonar. Do you want mapping capabilities? All of them do all of that. So you just got to find which one fits you.
And these days, so we always had my dad just upgraded his stuff to the 17-inch monitors on his, and I think he's getting dual monitors just because he's my uncle has that on his boat. So my dad was like, he fell in love with it. He wants the dual monitors. And we used to use Garmin. I don't remember if he switched brands or not on that. But I will say another thing, my brother for Christmas a couple years ago, I got him like a little handheld unit. He's still learning his stuff. He's actually moving back to Vermont. He moved down. He's moving back to Vermont. So he hasn't had an opportunity to really use those, but that is an option that is available, like a handheld unit. And on top of that, another experiment that we're going to be talking about here in the coming weeks, my dad and I are playing with, involves a fish finder float that you put on your fishing line and cast it out. And then it shows up like on this little like screen unit. Like I don't know anything about it. I know it exists. We own one. We're going to play with. We're going to see how that whole thing works, and I'll make a video on that. Like I'll probably have a review or something in this fall about that. But that is I can't speak to how well they work, but that is something that exists.
See one like that. I had kind of like a handheld, like you said, when we were fishing docks and stuff, where you got the little graph and you just drop the thing in the water, and it was a very inexpensive one, so you get what you pay for. But they do make them.
Yeah, I think the main thing around here, other than the new live scope where you can actually see the fish.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think the main thing around here is just the depth. You know, what level, how deep the water is, where you're at.
For me, I want to be able to see structure, and mapping is important to me. Having a capability to map. I agree.
Yeah, if I was in those big lakes or big in the ocean or the Gulf, definitely need some mapping and navigation, all that.
Yeah, definitely.
I've never been a fan, or I personally, I haven't used it a whole lot, so I have no experience with it, and I've never been a fan of the side scan. But that was one of the things my dad was adamant about, and he just had upgraded like 2 months ago on his boat. I haven't even experienced any of it yet. He's super excited about that. So to me, it doesn't mean anything, but then like we'll try it out, and I might be totally sold, you know, after one trip.
I'll be honest. I had down and side imaging or side screen on my Lowrances on the boat that I sold. And I like it a lot. It's cool. But side imaging works in shallow water. Like if you're over 30 foot deep, you barely get anything on the side imaging because there's a cone from the boat that goes down, and all you're getting is what's to the side of that. In shallow water, like if you're in 10 or 15 feet, it's great. You can look out 80 feet to each side of the boat, see underneath structure like docks and stuff. Pretty awesome. But in deep water, it's almost useless. But I do like I'd have the regular 2D sonar on, and I would have the down imaging on, and it would like help you verify. You see something on the 2D, and you're like, is that fish or is that? Oh, and then you look on the other one, you tell, oh no, that's a bush with nothing on it, or you know what I mean. So I kind of like to have both of those capabilities. Side imaging, shallow water.
Mr. Rick, what's up? Been a while. Still waiting on that kayak trip.
I like how everybody here like owes everybody else a trip, or is trying to convince everybody else. Like I'm the biggest like offender. I'll be the first person to jump in and be like, what can I do to get in on a trip with John's new Grady Wyatt or whatever.
Yep. Well,
Rachel,
Stanley, I'm going to have to, especially early on, I'm going to have to take people that have more experience than me out there. So
I got the tackle. I got a little experience. I got tackle. I can warrant my place on the boat is what that's how I'll sell it. Is I can warrant my place on the boat.
And I do like the idea. A lot of people do it where they'll go out in like group, like, hey, you going offshore this? Yeah, me too. Hey, let's meet up. And so you have more than one boat out there.
Yep,
kind of a buddy system. I really like the idea of that.
Right. That has been invaluable for us. We've been towed back, and we've towed people back in those situations many times, like way more than you would think. It's been valuable.
Strung out. Cheers, strung out. Good to see you, Josh.
I think first one is going to be, go out and stay near shore, troll for some kings or something around the little gap things we have out there and that kind of stuff. Probably just to get feet wet, operate the boat, get a feel for it. So
if you're going to do that,
I'm not going to plunge into that 50 miles out on the first trip. That's for sure.
No, yeah, absolutely not. And I'll say that's another one where I can provide at least a slight amount of value. I have a snapper spot that we fish out of one of the locations here, out of one of the launch spots here that we would do out of a John boat. So if I can hit a snapper spot out of a John boat and you want to stay close, I've got a spot for you.
There you go. Do I need to get some old beat up rods and 100-pound monofilament to fish for them?
I told you we fished out that those rods they were using on that trip. So you saw most of them were those Penn Senators, which I love. They're good stout reels, but after they've been used a million times, of course, the gears are going to blow out. Yeah, they had a couple of TLDs on the boat, I noticed. Well, we fished out a TLD on one of those rods at this exact spot that I'm talking about taking you because a charter guy found it and somebody dropped it overboard because of a hard head.
I remember that story. You told us that. That's right.
And if we go out there, that's one of the rods I will be bringing.
Cool.
Last week you'd mentioned about taking an extra rod. I forget what you called it, Stanley. Did you get to take it, use it?
I took it. John caught that beeliner. This is going to be in my video. He's the only person that I saw that caught a fish that I could use as bait mostly. So he's the only person I asked for bait because I wasn't able to get a bait. He wouldn't let me have his beeliner as bait. So
I did offer you. What was that other?
Yeah, you did.
One point,
you're right.
The one fish that was larger than Rachel's, the guy to the left of me hooked in, and I got something going on. I'm like, what the heck? And he's reeling and I'm reeling, and then all of a sudden here comes this giant snapper. I'm thinking, well, maybe that sucker's mine, because we're tangled. And no, his hook's in its mouth, and then dangling beside it was a little fish about this big that was on my hook. So I offered you that. You could have used that for live bait if you wanted.
I could have. I should have, but at the same time, the hook that I had on that rod was bigger than the fish. So I don't know how well that would work.
The hooks they were using on their rods were like little, what were they, 1 or 2-aught?
Yeah, those are the hooks we use for whiting, and we switched those out. We didn't drop once with those. We switched them out to bigger hooks ourselves. If they were providing squid, which squid is the bait for snapper in my opinion. That's the one you want to use. And we had to cut them up, and I wasn't about that. Like I wanted a bigger bait.
Froze on us, Stanley.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hopefully it's not my internet.
No, it's not your internet because I still hear. I hear the dog, so your internet's fine. He was just testing the internet for you. That's all. The dog was just testing it.
No, strung out. I didn't get a deer last year before last.
Oh, he's back.
Yep, sorry about that.
There he is.
You're frozen like this, Stanley.
It always gets you at the worst moments. There is anybody who wants to post that on social media. Like if you get like a moment where it freezes and somebody's doing something weird, hey, take a screenshot, share that on social media, tag us on that so we can all have a laugh about it. This is an opportunity for you to get your shots in.
Rick says, I'm hoping to get some Saturday. The temp isn't like fishing on the sun. Look. So fortunately, there was a cabin on this boat that was AC'd, but you couldn't fit everybody in there. So got there just early enough to get in, and then the people that showed up last, I had space, for them to share the bench. You know it, Grant. You know who showed up last.
I was not last. There was 2 people who showed up after me. I got there. I was.
Uh-oh.
He's freezing up so I can talk shit. The boat was like, all aboard, we're pulling away. And here comes
Stanley, and I walked up,
racing down the plank, jumping on the boat as it's already pulled away from the dock. Okay, one quite that dramatic.
Yeah. I was going to say the video John posted on Facebook, you can see Rachel sitting down
also on the wrong boat.
Stanley walking up.
Consideration.
Yeah.
We were on the wrong boat.
We were not on the wrong boat.
I was invited on.
She was worried about the parking. We took a little, because the parking lot was a little small. There was areas where you're allowed to park, where you're not. So we took a little extra time to make sure that we had our parking stuff kind of done or whatever. We weren't worried about it. We walked onto the boat at 7:25. They're leaving at 7:30.
Right. I was also invited on the other boat.
Oh, they tried to walk her onto the other boat. Okay, yeah.
Saying. On that boat, by the way.
Paul Orchard, good to see you. Stanley, I think you've got some work to do tomorrow.
Could figure out everything out by the garage. Smelled like dead.
Oh,
shoot. I completely forgot. I
left
the
Paul
guts in the driveway.
Damn it, Stanley.
Oh, I left all those guts in your driveway. I'm so sorry. That sucks.
You are not getting on the boat for a while.
Dang it.
You need to send us a picture of that, Dad.
A smell-o-vision.
Really? All right. So Rachel showed her face. Let's show her fish. Boom.
Damn. Look at that beast. That was a good one.
So Stanley's froze. I heard that this was the second biggest fish on the boat.
Second biggest fish on the boat, yeah. And it has quite a story behind it. I don't know if he's waiting to tell the story on the video or if he wants to share it with us, but it is quite a story on how that fish actually finally got in the boat.
Nice.
No, we can tell the story. I'm fine with that. Give everybody a behind the scenes look into what we're going to be putting out on that. She hooked into that thing, and it dragged her up under the boat, and her line got caught in the prop. And I had brought out my own rods. We talked about that last week. So I brought my own rods, and I had her on a spinning outfit that had depth finder line. So every 50 feet of the line has a different color, so you know how deep you're going. So she dropped it down. This guy just ran with it. He got her caught up in the prop. And I it was really pulling on her. So I held the rod, and I felt it, when they were turning, it was pulling line. So I was like, I don't want to screw this guy up any more than I have to. Immediately cut my line. I was not going to mess with it. There was nothing we could do from our end. The best thing I could do was just get rid of it ASAP. So I cut the line. Then after she fought it. Yes, she fought it.
I snagged it once, the line. It tangled into it, and the guy next to me untangled it. And then he got his line in it, and then he's the one who.
Yeah, that fish was still dangling from the prop. He had his line, it crossed hers, and he got tangled up in her line. After I cut it, this is 10 minutes later. I cut the line. 10 minutes later, he gets tangled up in her fish that was dangling down beneath the prop. And he hand lined that thing in, and he's like, hey, who's the asshole with the depth finder line? Yeah, I was like, it's her. She's the one that sold her out. And then they're saying, you got to fish. And we're all catching 16 inchers, barely legal, like questionably legal fish. So I was like, fine, bring it up and throw it back. What do I care? And I'm trying to bait a hook. I was trying to retie the leader on there. And they're like, oh, you got to fish. I was like, I don't care, whatever. And he's hand lining it up, and he's got this big bird's nest of depth finder line. I was like, oh God, that was a lot of line. It really hurt my feelings seeing all of that. And he pulls it up. He's like, no, this is a really good fish. You need to get your fish.
Yeah.
And that's
and
when
the
I went
deckhand was nowhere to be found for some reason.
Yeah.
At that moment, and there's a big ass gaff up on the roof, so they grabbed out the. You gapped it, didn't you, Stanley?
I did, yeah. As soon as I saw that it was a decent fish, I grabbed that. I went and looked overboard. He had it lined up into the water, and he was hooked good. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, I wasn't waiting around. I did. I grabbed the gaff and got him in the boat.
Yeah.
Nice. It weighed, we're estimating 12 pounds. It was a 28 incher, 27 and a half.
This is a big fish.
Exactly. We deserved that. Thank you. We earned that bark.
You want to go ahead and show the rest of your pictures, Stanley?
Let's do it. Let's go. This is our, for starters, this is our Discord pictures of the week on the Discord server. If you are interested in checking us out, there's a link for that, I believe, in the description. If not, we can put one in the chat. Not a problem.
You're muted, Grant. You're still muted.
No, just a link to the Outdoors Crew Live website.
Not a problem. I'll have a I'll put a Discord one in the chat in just a moment. But these are the pictures from the guys who posted the best pictures this week. Had some of the best catches. And first off, this next guy. So this dude, K. Franzis, man, I forget where he's out of.
Ribbon fish.
Yeah, he catches some pretty wicked stuff, and they're for real about it. Like, this dude's always going out, and he's always coming back with some kind of crazy pictures and stuff he's getting. That's his crew of guys after a trip. This is like multiple other trips that they've been doing just like this last week.
What is that one? I can see the ribbon fish. What's the other one?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember an oar fish or an oil fish or I don't remember.
Cobia, the first picture, but no way. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't recall. He's getting into some serious stuff. He does a YouTube channel, and he is not here to join us and advertise out his YouTube channel. Oil fish. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought he was getting.
Oil fish. Okay.
So I'm going to harass him about joining us next time around. But I did want to show his pictures regardless of whether or not he's here to defend himself.
That's some kind of tuna on the end, but I'm not sure what kind of tuna.
Oh, he called that
dogtooth tuna?
Dogtooth. Yes, that's the one. I'm not even familiar with him, but yeah, dogtooth snappers or dogtooth tuna is what he called it, I believe.
It's a big fish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have his message on that now, but yeah, he's been put up some serious pics. He's been doing some awesome stuff. So I'll be trying to pull him in here in the future. Some of the rest of our crew over there, we have Tom Ato with a real nice looking perch, MXD and Channel Cats with a couple other good catches that they've had this week. And then I got some shots of this. I had to get some shots of the trip of everybody.
Here's Ben.
That's Ben. Ben and his family. This is his brother Gus. I forget his friend's name. I apologize on that. But Ben Kovrubius, I had to get some shots of us hanging out and stuff. This was on our way back, and this is one of the rare opportunities of just a moment where we could kind of sit back and talk and actually get a picture because it was a pretty active trip outside of the traveling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Rachel's off camera whispering in my ear right here. Why don't you scoot over just a hair so they can actually see you and you're not just like a disembodied voice. No, so Gus was doing an awesome thing where he was taking some of these guys, and he was dropping these down. Which everybody's dropping squid and stuff, but anybody who had the gall to try and do something like that.
Like slow roll jigs or something like that.
Exactly. That's that. You can get into some really interesting fish doing that. And he got his snapper. He didn't get the interesting fish that I would have hoped for, but he was doing it right.
Right. And then he was top watering with
plastics. He had some other ones that he was using as well.
I was impressed that, he did it. He was like, he put the work in. It was cool. So
yeah. Kudos to Gus for the work that he was putting in on that.
Yeah. Cool beans. It was a good trip. There'll be 2 very good videos. Oh, look at there.
I'm trying to
beeline.
There we go.
That's the one I was begging him for when I was hoping for a bait to drop down.
Oh,
But that's also the one that I'm super envious of. He shot me down faster than I've ever been shot down in my life. But also, I'm envious of that catch. That's the one that he was showing.
That was the Vermilion.
Yeah.
Vermilion. They also call them beeliners.
Yep.
Okay. And those taste better than the reds.
A little bit, in my opinion, they do taste. They taste a little bit better. But a red is super delicious, so it's hard to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like a T-bone versus a porterhouse type thing or something.
Yeah, or a walleye versus a crappie. You know, they're both really, for me, they're both really good. It's so close between the two.
Yeah, it probably also depends just on like the time of day that you decided to get that porterhouse.
Prep. And for fish, how you take care of it. That's one thing, right? I don't like to say negative stuff about anything we do, but I don't like the way they handle the fish on the boat.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For me,
yes,
you bleed them and you get them on ice and you leave them on ice until the end, right?
Yeah.
But they wanted to they didn't bleed any of them, and they kind of wanted to show them off when they're coming into port. So they took all the fish off ice and hung them on the sides of the boat, right? So people could see these boats coming in with all these fish on it. Oh, I want to go fishing with them. But other than that, it was all right.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I do like to kind of age it a little. I don't like to freeze my fish immediately. I do like to have it very cold for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like that they're hanging the fish on the side of the boat for an hour before we're able to get them on ice. Like they're packed on ice and then they pull them on out and hang them up, showing them off. Yeah. And that's all fun. I understand. But then, it's 100 degrees and it's going to be a full hour before that thing gets back on ice. I don't agree with that.
Yep.
Had to get a shot of Ben. I didn't have I had some shots, but there's going to be a lot for the video. I had to get a shot of Ben with him catching a fish. I have pictures of him and I have pictures of the fish he caught, but I didn't have many of them together. And I had to throw him in here, even though he's not here to defend himself. I don't know where he's.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not here tonight. There you go. There's a begging.
Yeah, that's a good haul right there. That's a couple of good fish. Had to get a couple of shots of them in the box. Look at that thing, dude. That thing's bigger than my head. That is a good fish.
It's nice. Is that Rachel's?
That was Rachel's, yeah. That one, the perspective, of course, kills it, but that one to the left was the big one of the trip.
Oh, okay. The Rod Father. Cheers, Rod Father. Good to see Brian. Wild Game Pursuit. What's going on, Brad? Cheers.
Brad, good to see you, man. And then Rachel's Monster. That's her best pick of it.
That is huge. Is that her biggest redfish? A red snapper?
No, she had another one that was probably 28, a full 28 or 29 on a trip we did last year.
Oh, okay.
So this was a big one. This is one, to be proud of, but it wasn't her biggest.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one to be proud of. Yeah, it'll feed the family. That thing, the fish that we caught out on that trip will feed her, Rachel, and Savannah, Rich and Maxine, and then Uncle Sean, Megan, and Bryce and Owen, who are going to be joining us this week. The videos that we're filming starting this week are going to be all fishing with those guys. Her family from Wisconsin coming down, and we fed them for a night, on that trip alone. So that's something we're proud of.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. You're muted there, Mr. Grant McIntosh. He's talking, but he's muted.
He might not be talking to us. He's probably talking to the dogs.
I'm trying to tell the dogs to shut the heck up.
Hey, don't bother me none.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I've got one picture to share if I can.
There he is. Ben finally here.
Hey, there's Ben.
Hey, good to see you, Ben.
Ben, that was fun, man. Thank you so much for putting that whole thing together and putting in all the legwork that you did. That was a really good trip, man.
Yeah, you just missed all the pictures we shared,
You
all
did.
the stories about the trip. We did all that. There's a bluegill for you.
Anytime you catch a fish bigger than your knife, that's a milestone.
That was my biggest Saturday morning. He was a good eater.
Nice. Yeah, that's good eating size, especially bluegill.
Yep. Looks like the guys had a good time, Ben. I wish I could have been there. Maybe next time. When's your next trip, Ben? When's the next one?
I know. Yeah, he does. He plans them out like 6 months in advance. He puts a lot of work into that. So he probably does have something planned here.
When does snapper season close? I forgot.
I believe
you did a video on it, Stanley. You should remember.
Yeah, but I was regurgitating what I was reading right out of the book. And they changed that stuff so fast. I actually made 2 snapper videos.
I think it's September it closes, but don't quote me.
End of August. Oh, it's the end of the fishing season is when it is, whenever the season turns.
Yeah.
Ben says, I'll see you next June.
I can get a smaller knife. I have so many times I've wanted to do, like, you've seen those pictures that people have, like the Ken doll that they have, like, holding up the fish for them. I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I do like seeing that.
I laugh every time I see that.
Kill this dog. All right, I just got a picture from Mr. Rick. He's got a picture of his son here.
Oh, what you got?
Let's see here. Window. There we go.
Thank you, Mark J. Larson. We appreciate it, brother.
What's up, Mark? Cheers, Mark.
Appreciate you, man.
Ooh, there's a
Mr. Rick.
Yeah, that's a solid catch.
That's a nice largemouth.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Let's see where we go here.
Yeah, so Ben is saying that it's a moving target for the close of recreational snapper. Usually mid-August. My dad's saying the end of August. The end of August is when the season turns. So
that's Mr. Rick's. That's his buck he got this past deer season.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
It's a good deer.
That is. I'm envious, man. Man, I'd like to get out and do some hunting this fall. Trying to put some stuff together on that. We'll see what happens.
So I go sign up for some of those hunts on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Yes, I did too, and I appreciate you continuously reminding me about that.
Yeah,
that's something I need to do. Missed opportunity simply not to sign up.
Also, end of July.
End of July. I was afraid that was going to be the answer. That's for federal, though, right? That's part of the problem is that there's rules for federal and state.
Yeah. State, they closed it for a little bit this last year, but typically the state doesn't close the red snapper in state waters.
I'm trying to find I got a video here if I can get it pulled up.
Uh-oh.
I'll probably go ahead and post a YouTube video. I've got a couple decent bucks on camera here. See what you guys in chat think.
See them.
You see that?
It's not up yet.
Yeah, not playing. It shows it's playing, but we're not seeing it.
Yeah, it's just a black screen playing something.
What's up, Danny? Appreciate you coming and hanging out, sir.
Danny Baker's in the house. Just got off work. Damn, that's a late day, bro.
Kitchen Gamer, we've we bitch and moan about it pretty often, but since we have like different seasons, different fish, like rules and stuff like that, it gets really goofy on some of the offshore stuff here. It's comical sometimes. Amberjack is just the most comical thing, the way that they go about regulating those guys.
Did you guys see that buck right there?
Nope.
Can't see that?
Black screen.
I got black screen.
Dang it.
Technology is failing you tonight.
Mm.
It is. I'm trying. I was trying.
It's
Hey,
that screen is somewhere hanging out with the StreamYard comments.
I'm gonna find out if you can soak GoPro batteries and then dry them off, and they're still good. That backpack of mine, remember I put it on the back deck and they threw fish all over it?
Yep.
So it was disgusting. So I thought I emptied it and I took it outside and I was hosing it down. And all of a sudden I realized as I seen one fall out of it that the GoPro spare batteries were inside it. So I had to, I grabbed them all up and just dried them off real fast. But we'll see what happens. I'll test it out sometime this week and let you know.
Nice. Mr. Rick says he's getting ready for duck season. I'm not. Yeah, this year not until December because Thanksgiving's so late.
I was going to say, it seems too warm to even think about duck season, right?
It's never too warm or too cold to think about any season.
I don't know about that. Think about ice fishing in the summertime, brother.
Okay.
Then try to do it.
I don't think about summer fishing in summer. I bitch and moan about how hot it is, and I cry about how I wish I was ice fishing.
Yeah, well, I don't know about wishing I was ice fishing, but yeah, cooler weather.
Well, we've got an early goose and an early teal season in September, and the mosquitoes will eat you alive.
Yeah.
It's fun to go.
Deer bow season starts here usually in September, and that's hot weather hunting. You know, like you said, mosquitoes and all that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Mr. Rick. Thank you. I found it fairly insightful myself.
Blah, 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 blah.
There's Mr. Danny Baker. Good to see you, Danny.
Yeah, he said he's been working late. That sucks.
What are the odds of getting you out to paddle out shark baits for me in 3 to 4 foot surf?
There you go, Danny.
It's going to be a rough week, but I'm going to be doing some shark fishing the next few days, and I'm in need of some assistance.
Yeah,
what he's saying, Danny, is you're pretty good on a kayak. He's got faith in you.
The next big thing down here, right, is going to be Sharkathon in October. Stanley's frozen again.
Yep.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, Sharkathon in October, and we're trying to get Grant and his significant other to come on down and join us in October down at the beach again. That would be fun.
That's going to be a good time of year for it, too. Things are going to be a lot nicer.
Yeah, oh, definitely. That's
okay.
For me, going down there like between October and May. Those are my favorite times to be down there.
Except February, yes. February sucks.
It's not too ungodly hot, though. That's what.
Godly cold.
June through September.
Yeah. I agree. So my dad popped up. He says the season on snapper closes August 19th.
Okay, mid-August then.
So we still got a little bit of time to go out there and get some snapper.
Yeah, in that heat. Go ahead, go do it. Get some.
There we go. That's what the Wild Game Pursuit got on trail camera.
Whoa.
Oh, he's a bear. Nice.
Looks like a big bear.
Right, yeah. Black bear, yep. In Michigan? Oh, no. Did you get drawn for a bear hunt? I know somebody who did. Steve, my Audrey's cousin's husband. You all, when you're up in Michigan, met Steve. Mm-hmm. He put in and got drawn for a bear hunt up there this year, so that's pretty cool.
Making good friends along the way, if that's the case, man. Got a guy with a bear tag. Hit that.
It's a big bear.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the thing. They get the tag, and then they try to find a way to find a place to hunt, a bear. It's not, you don't just get to go walk out there sometimes.
Your dad, or Paul Orchard says, closes on August 19th. So I'm guessing he's talking about the red snapper.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, Mr. Rick, we need to get together in October and do some crappie fishing or bow hunting, either one.
That's before or after your trip down here.
Yeah.
We've got plans for you.
Yeah.
What weekend would be best for you guys in October?
Well, do you want to come down during Sharkathon or?
Yeah, that weekend of the 14th, 16th, whatever that is, that's going to be the premier weekend to do it, hopefully.
Can't.
Yeah.
But in all reality, any weekend you can come down would be cool.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'll see. The weekend of the 8th and 9th, we've got a wedding. And I think I'll be on call the following weekend.
So you might have to come the weekend after Sharkathon. That's fine. Come down, we'll fish. That's all that matters.
Yeah, typically, that's how it goes. It's like you have Sharkathon one weekend, and then the next weekend, everybody's bitching about how that would have been the perfect weekend to have it.
Gotcha.
Okay, fishing.
How cruel it was. Them teachers need to be kicked out. They're going to start talking that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you kids these days and your demon behavior. Hunting bears.
So wild game was that bear in the UP that you got trail cam pictures of, or was it in the Lower Peninsula? In the mitten.
Have either one of you ever seen a bear in the wild?
No.
Well,
Me neither.
Don't really want to either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's actually on my list of things not to do.
Mhm.
I hear you. I hear you. We don't have any around close to where I live.
They're starting to populate into Texas more now. That it's the Mexican black bear that's coming up from Mexico and back into Texas. They used to be here, and then Texans killed them all, or a high majority of them, just like the mountain lions.
Yeah.
Now they're both protected, and so they're both moving back into the area.
We have had when we first moved into my parents' house, I was in the 7th grade, and we had a mountain lion that would cruise around the neighborhood, and we found his paw prints in the front yard and backyard. Every now and then he'd come wandering through.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they were pretty big too. Like they were the size of my hand.
The Kitchen Gamer's asking what a bear hunt is all about. The ones I've seen video of, you just put out a barrel of food and you sit in a tree stand and you shoot the bear when it comes up to get some food.
Dude, Kai, you got a bear in the neighborhood, dude. That's something you don't tell your teachers about. Right.
Wild game pursuit. So if you want somebody to hunt that bear, I can hook you up with Steve. He's a fellow Michigan hunter who did get a tag, so he might be interested. I don't know if he's already got some place he's got in mind to go hunt him, but
personally, like if my 2 cents on that, if I had some land and I saw a bear on it, and then I knew a guy who had a tag to get bears, I'd be a little bit bummed because I want to hunt bears, but I would totally let that dude hunt my land, get that bear in exchange for the meat.
Some
like
meat,
not
yeah.
the meat, but like a portion of meat. Yeah. Not even 50-50. Doesn't even have to be a half split. Like, right. I'd do a 40-60 cut on that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what a bear weighs, but I'm sure you get a couple 100 pounds of meat regardless.
Right.
Undocumented bears. Ben, Danny, y'all are nuts. I'm hoping that the elk in Kentucky make their way over here. That would be awesome.
That'd be crazy.
We've got some elk in Texas now. Most of them were brought into these high fence game ranches and then escaped somehow. And there's no season or rules. You see an elk,
take him out.
You're legally allowed to use your firearm. Shoot the elk. It's yours.
You seen that episode of South Park where the whole rule to hunting is like if you're protecting yourself, you can shoot it. So every time they go to hunt anything at all, like you have to say, it's coming right for us.
It's going to eat you if you don't shoot it.
Yep. And they were like hunting rabbits and armadillos and stuff.
Nice.
Climate refugees, that's no joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we get bears some work visas to eat the feral hogs. I don't know about all that. I like feral hog, and if anybody has any issues at all with feral hogs on their land, let me know. I will take care of that. I offer that. I probably make that offer 100 times a year, and not one person has been like has taken me up on that.
Yeah, and my issue is with these people, and I hate landowners that are. Everybody's like, oh my God, they're taking over Texas. They're destroying everything. It's horrible. And then a landowner has, you can pay me and I'll let you hunt them on my land.
Yeah, yeah. $1,200 for a season, and you can take this problem off my hands.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you going to make me pay you to take an issue off your hands for you?
I'll pay. It's meat. It's meat for me. Like, I will feed my family with that, and I will pay for that. I'm not going to decimate them for you. I'm not going to take them out. You know, that's kind of a different ball game. But I will take some out, and I'll pay to do it. But I'm not going to pay $1,200 a season to hunt hogs.
Mark J. Cheers, brother. Appreciate you.
A population boom of armadillos.
Yeah. I mean, for us,
really,
they've been unheard of until the last maybe 5 or so years.
They're just a thing down here. It's just a normal thing.
I mean, it's kind of like a hairless raccoon.
Yeah, it's a moving speed bump.
I've never heard that before, but that's comically accurate.
That's what they are.
All right. Mr.
What's up, Kelly?
What's up? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Been a while, blue collar.
Hey, man. Good luck on your trip tomorrow. Hope you,
right.
hope you kill it.
Wild game comes in here and changes the conversation from fishing to hunting. I like that.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, we need more of that.
Yeah,
we are at the apex of fishing season down here. It's going to be, it's going to be an apex for another 6 weeks, but then it'll be downhill from there. We will be moving like real hard into hunting season. Hopefully.
You're getting short on your time.
Well, we've got August 1st, which is what, 5 so days from now? What we got?
Yeah, end of this week.
Yeah, Monday's the 1st. So, yeah, Monday the 1st is squirrel season for us here. That's the only thing in August.
I'm going to break into hunting this year. I'm going to make this is something we did growing up, and I haven't done anything about it at all. But like I want to do a rabbit hunt and cook or whatever you call that thing. And I'm not entirely up to date with the rules. I haven't done it in a while. So I'm going to look that up, but I'm going to break into hunting with rabbits.
I haven't rabbit hunted in years. It's been probably at least 10.
Been longer than that for me. Shit. I was a teenager in Michigan last time I shot a rabbit. Yeah, that's been a few years.
I'm going to go full in. I'm going to tan the hides and everything.
That was like, I don't know, 40 years ago.
40 years ago. You're only 50. What are you talking about?
57, and I was a teenager, so 17. So 40 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Time flies.
You got less than 2 minutes. It's been a good show.
Yeah, not too bad. Glad everybody stopped in. Anybody got anything coming out this week? I seen Mark J. Larson with the $10 super chat. I seen he's had a notification, I think, right before we went live.
Cheers to you, sir. Appreciate that, Mark.
I missed that. I've seen both of his videos with the blowgun thing. That's pretty freaking cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about got me talked into buying one.
I want to see what else besides frogs you can get with that thing.
I guess birds, maybe a rabbit. Yeah. Squirrels for sure.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
I got to make sure if I'm going to put something out there publicly, Dad, that I am doing it. At least I'm filming it legally.
Bottle of scotch and a flashlight's all you need.
Nice.
And a crate to put all the guts in, leaving your driveway after I'm done.
Yeah, good job, Stanley.
Yeah.
Golly.
Sorry about that. I didn't even think about it until you just said it. I'm so sorry about that.
So Stanley put out a video today. John, you got anything coming out?
It'll be from this fishing trip, but it'll probably be next week. The video.
And next Tuesday we are at John A&J Outdoors.
Yep. Make sure you are subscribed to everybody here so you never miss a chance to come and hang out with us on a Tuesday afternoon and decompress and be prepared for the rest of the week.
Yep.
No doubt. Anything else?
We got some snapper fishing videos coming up. We're planning and preparing to have those out next week. We have a bunch of Cozumel stuff we're going to be throwing into the mix. And then we got family coming down from Wisconsin. So you're going to be seeing a lot of stuff happening on our channel over the course of the next month.
Good deal.
Good deal. Links are in the description. Thank you all so much for joining us for season 3, episode 28. Have a great week.
Cheers, guys.